Shock, the whole capital happened. After crossing into a concubine girl, I wanted to leisurely lay flat and swing, but I did not expect a trip to the palace to change my fate. Surprisingly, I was spotted by the crown prince. I was so flustered that I hurriedly asked the crown prince, "Are you mistaken? My sister is a famous talent, I'm just a jerk." The crown prince, however, replied with a cold smile, "It's you I'm looking for. Do you still remember the time you put me in a sack and beat me up when you were a child?" Oh mo, this crown prince turned out to be a jitterbug. Ever since I was born dressed as a concubine daughter of the Cloud House, I've been swinging like crazy. My little mother was a lady's personal maid, and climbed directly into the Yenfa master's bed on a dark and windy night. And so I was born. To be exact, Yanshang was born, and I was just a wisp of soul occupying her flesh. My cheap old father, the Yenfu's family head, Yenmo, immediately ordered my little mother to be put to death. She gave birth to me and then hiccuped. Yenfu First Lady, Liu Ruyu, is also a good heart, not only did not take into account my little mother climbed the bed of things, but also pity me at a young age will lose their mother. I took me to her side to raise. On top, there is a loving father and mother, under the brother and sister who favor their own. So I swung for the fences. As the saying goes, one can't die without doing something. As long as I move less and talk less, troubles won't find me. My sister Yun Kaihua painting zither and chess calligraphy and painting are all proficient, that looks, not to mention, inherited from my first mother. That is a first-class wonderful. When I was young and growing up, there were many people who liked my sister. At that time, my father's official position was not high. My sister and I were invited to participate in the General's Fushukshu's birthday banquet. My sister's appearance attracted the attention of many people. Among them there is no lack of some unsuspecting denizens. Obviously are the children of the family, but so dirty and debauchery, a dude like. Which family's young lady is this? She's not bad looking. Harem, you don't know, this is the daughter of the minister of the household department. Look at her body, look at her. The woman next to her is all lined up ugly as hell. I turned my head directly to glare at them. I swear, I don't think it's because these dudes spit on me for being ugly that I glared at them. It's because I have the self-awareness that my little lady wasn't originally some kind of a dumpy lord. I'm not delicate and dainty, but I'm at least a small family man. I am a brainless sister treasure. What's more, my first sister treats me really well too. There's no way I'm going to let them make up about my first sister like that. Chen Yang waiting world son has arrived. This is the main door came in a man wearing a purple robe, also holding a feather fan, really tawdry. Beside him was a basalt-colored cloud satin brocade coat, in addition to some fine delicate patterns on the collar. The rest of the place does not have too many embellishments. All the men and women present saluted towards the purple-robed man. Attending Marquis Chen Yang's worldly son. Get up, don't be formal ah. Shay Yuni gazed over towards us. Hey, are you the eldest daughter of the minister of the household department? Back to the world son, my daughter is exactly, this is my sister, Yan Shang. Well, not bad. Xiao Yuni rubbed his chin with his hand and looked at my sister colorfully. Anyway, in my opinion it is a colorful look. Xiao Yuni, right, I Yan Shang remember you, if I Auntie give you a lesson, I want to be surnamed Yan. Hurry up and go, there are other things to take care of today, it's not for fun. The man beside him pulled Xiao Yanyu away. Although I am a small punk, but when it is time to strike, I will strike off. Finally ended this damn and very boring banquet. So I stayed up until midnight, directly grabbed the sack and climbed the wall to go out to rob someone, hahi. I squatted in the alley, already legs and feet are numb. How come there is still no one? Little Leaf news in the end reliable ah. Little Leaf is the younger brother of the maid Ryan, outside to spy on the news, so far never missed. I heard a little rustling sound, my eyes lit up, coming. I care about him 3-7, directly a sack over your head. I left hook right hook. I left a kick. Help? Who are you? I'm your aunt, hey. Wait a minute, this voice doesn't seem to be Marquis Chen Yang's son, Xiaoyu Niao. But it sounds familiar. I saw a section of dark-colored robes exposed in the sack. Hey, the original is Xiao Yun Knight that tart around that man, can with Xiao Yun Knight can mix together, is not a good person. I directly continued to kick a foot. It may be that our voice is too loud and woke up the neighbors in the alley. I was so scared that I hurriedly slipped. Early the next morning, I heard Ryan say to me, the bandits in Kyoto are too rampant, and even dragged the prince to the alley to beat. Cough cough, can't be, is our Qi national culture that open? Miss, you don't know, it is said that when the people in the alley rescued the crown prince was still unclothed. At this time I didn't even think that the man I hit last night was the crown prince, and that the rumors in Kyoto were so fast and exaggerated. The next days I should eat and drink, just no one to play with me. In the blink of an eye to the mother said my sister will be married, and is now looking at people. When my sister is betrothed, she will also be looking for a groom for me. What's so great about those men? Can't they just love each other? This day my mother said she would take my sister and me to the palace, and it was said that the Empress invited us to a flower appreciation banquet. This question I will. The so-called flower appreciation is to find the crown princess for the crown prince. Since I had ample self-awareness of my own uneducated and asshole style, this kind of occasion had nothing to do with me at all. I grew up clinging to my first sister, and in my opinion, no man in the whole world is worthy of my first sister. My first sister that is a sunken fish falling wild goose, closed moon-shy flower, gentle and delicate, fair lady, pouring the country into the city. The above brainless sister treasure blowing. Looking at the garden one by one flamboyant woman, vulgar. It's really vulgar, or look at my own first sister eye-catching. The first sister seems to be sensing that someone has been staring at her, and smiled at me. Goddamn prince. I have an undying hatred for you. I angrily cursed the crown prince in my heart and spoke of the devil. The crown prince arrives. My daughter is here to see the crown prince. I was cursing him, but I was about to kneel down. Come here, Ewer. Do you have your eye on any woman? The Empress beckoned the crown prince over and slowly opened her mouth to ask. Who knows that the crown prince scanned the circle and pointed a finger. Me, got it wrong, so I turned my head to the woman standing behind me and said, this sister is so lucky, the crown prince has taken a fancy to you. Why don't you quickly come forward and thank him for his grace? Young Kai painting bumped me. Silly sister, the crown prince has taken a liking to you. I turned my head to look at the crown prince suspiciously. The crown prince's finger followed me. I intentionally moved a little to the right. His finger deviated to the right. I moved to the left. He deviated to the left and raised an eyebrow at me. Shit, is he mocking me? Uncle can't tolerate it. So I flashed a fake smile at the crown prince. Your highness is mistaken. My sister is the #1 talented girl, the first eldest daughter of the Yun family, and I am just a bastard. I bit the word bastard extremely hard. If the crown prince has good ears, he shouldn't be unable to understand. It is you that I am looking for. The crown prince sneered at me. Strange, why does the prince's voice sound so familiar? Do you remember when you were a child, you beat me up with a sack? Woohoo, dead. The rightful owner has come to my door. I'm kneeling in the Empress palace right now, 3 times in front of the court. As soon as the Empress, my mother and my sister heard that I had beaten up the crown prince, or beaten him with a sack, they couldn't help but remember the rumors from Kyoto back then. All doubt whether I really bullied the crown prince a bit back then. After all, back then, it can be rumored that when the crown prince was rescued from the sack, but it was not fully clothed. Plus, the rumors back then were very colorful. The 3 of them looked at me with surprised faces, and in order to preserve the crown prince's innocence, the Empress hurriedly dismissed all the subordinates and the ladies of the family. I was taken to the Empress's palace to be reprimanded. I was puzzled. No, this crown prince is sick, which people will take the initiative to mention that they were beaten up. He will not have tendency, right, done and done. This is an ancient society. I won't lose my head. I still have a lot of delicious food I haven't eaten. I haven't enjoyed all the favor. More importantly, no matter if it's in this life or the next life, I haven't even touched a man's hand. When I thought of this, my tears snapped and fell, and my nose couldn't be controlled. To the Empress palace, I raised my head will already be full of snot and tears. You. What are you crying for? I haven't done anything to you yet. The crown prince pointed a finger at me with a look of panic. I raised my hand and then used my sleeve to wipe away the tears mixed in the snot on my own face. If I want to kill or die, I alone will bear the burden. It has nothing to do with my mother's sister. I kowtowed directly in the direction of the Empress. The Empress and the crown prince looked at me with a look of disgust. The Empress quite reasonably suspected that I was sick in the head, and also suspected that the crown prince was sick to even be able to look at me. Mother and young Kaihu also immediately knelt down towards the Empress. Empress, mother, and crown prince, forgive me. My sister was unintelligent when she was young and scaled the wall. She bumped her head a little bit before and babbled a little bit. I beg Empress mother to forgive me. Still knocking on the ground, I used my afterglow to look towards Yuan Ruruo. Winking frantically at her. When did I bump my head? Stop it. If you want to keep that head of yours, listen to your sister. All right, you are my own sister. Right. Back to Empress Dowager. I knocked my brain when I was a child. My nerves are a bit deranged. Get up. This palace doesn't blame you guys. You child is simply bold. As long as the crown prince forgives you, this palace won't do anything. I winked at the crown prince with a flattering face. Back to mother, I'm not so small-minded, but well, after hearing the first half of the crown prince's sentence, my eyes lit up and I quietly waited for his next words. Mother, still give this stubborn woman to me as my wife. I want to teach her a good lesson. Outrageous, too outrageous. Is there anyone who will consider me? I'm not willing.